As a security administrator, it's important that a baseline level of security is established for each device in your environment. When creating that baseline, it can be tough to know where to begin, as there are many different standards and settings that can be applied to achieve your security goal. Compliance benchmarks simplify this task by providing a thorough and tested set of security recommendations that you can directly implement in your environment, ensuring a consistent and appropriate level of security for your enrolled devices. This is Zach. Welcome to Compliance Benchmarks. Compliance benchmarks are collections of individual security recommendations or rules. Each of these concern a specific feature and a recommended configuration for that setting. For example, one compliance recommendation might refer to the automatic login setting in macOS, with the suggested configuration being to disable it for increased security. Another recommendation might be to disable file sharing, or to enable the computer's firewall. Security administrators select and gather many of these recommendations to form a cohesive security standard for their organization, which is known as a compliance baseline. After an organization has established a compliance baseline, every device in the organization is then held to those security recommendations. When devices do not meet the recommended settings, management solutions like Jamf Pro can be used to enforce security configurations and bring them back into compliance. You may wonder how these recommendations are created in the first place. There are several institutions around the world that create and collate benchmarks for organizations to use. For example, the Center for Internet Security, or CIS, maintains the CIS benchmarks for a wide variety of operating systems, including macOS, iOS, and iPadOS, as well as individual applications such as Safari. Other sources for benchmarks include the National Institute for Standards and Technology, or NIST, and the Defense Information Systems Agency, or DISA. These benchmarks are initially created by a consensus of global security experts, and then refined after publication and further review from the security community. The CIS benchmarks are freely available on the CIS website. Let's head there now. Navigate to downloads.cisecurity.org, and then scroll down to the Apple macOS section. Click the arrow to expand, locate the benchmark for the operating system you want to configure, and click Download PDF. I'm choosing macOS 15 Sequoia. After the file downloads, open the benchmark and navigate to the table of contents. It's recommended to review the terms of use and read through the first few chapters to understand key terminology and how this benchmark should be used. Further down, we can see the list of recommendations organized into sections and subsections. Click Recommendation 1.1, ensure all Apple-provided software is current to navigate to that page. Starting at the top, we have the name of the recommendation and its reference number, followed by its profile applicability. We'll return to this in a moment. Each recommendation contains a description summarizing what this setting does on the device. Next, there is a rationale statement that provides a justification for implementing the recommendation. The impact section details possible security, functionality, or operational consequences that may occur when implementing the recommendation. Next, the audit procedure provides step-by-step workflows to determine if a given device meets the recommendation, whether via commands in terminal or directly within the OS interface. Below the audit section is the remediation procedure, which defines steps we can take to make a device compliant with the recommendation. Again, the steps are provided both in a graphical interface method as well as via terminal commands. Finally, the recommendation contains a reference section with links to supporting materials, as well as any additional information about the recommendation from the authors. Let's return to the Profile Applicability section from earlier. Here we can see that this recommendation is listed as Level 1. Recommendations in the CIS benchmark fall into either a Level 1 or Level 2 profile. The CIS Level 1 profile contains security recommendations that are practical, prudent, and not detrimental to a device's performance or a user's experience. Examples of Level 1 profile recommendations include automatically setting the date and time, basic password controls like length and age, and this recommendation, ensuring that automatic software updates are enabled. The CIS Level 2 profile extends the Level 1 profile to include more advanced security configurations that may impact or restrict what a user can do on a device. Level 2 recommendations include things like disabling media sharing, disabling iCloud document and desktop sync, and disabling content caching. These recommendations are typically used in environments where security is absolutely paramount, and the modification to the user experience is acceptable. Now that we've explored a recommendation within the benchmark, let's take a look at how these recommendations might be implemented into an organization's security baseline. In the macOS Security Portal, navigate to Compliance and select the Baseline tab. Here, we can see a list of many security recommendations from the CIS benchmarks that have been gathered into a baseline for my organization. Each rule in this list is tagged with its source: CIS Level 1, CIS Level 2, or Jamf. The list can be filtered with the buttons at the top to only display rules from specific sources, or rules that are enabled or disabled. Individual rules can be disabled or enabled with the switch next to its name. If we scroll down in this list, we can find the rule we explored in the CIS benchmark: Apple-provided software is current. Click the name of the rule to view its details page. Here we can see an abridged description from the benchmark, as well as the reference ID we saw previously, 1.1. The macOS Security Portal also provides a list of each enrolled computer as well as its current compliance status with this rule. That wraps up this video on compliance benchmarks, but there's plenty more to explore when it comes to your own organization's needs. Understanding the connection between security recommendations, compliance benchmarks, and an organization's security baseline is an important skill for administrators. By continuing to learn about compliance benchmarks and exploring different security recommendations, administrators can precisely configure their organization's security baseline to exactly match their needs. Be sure to check out our video on device compliance for more information. Thanks for watching.